Welcome back to the Design Challenge podcast. I apologize for the short gap in between videos. I mean, it's kind of not short, but don't ask why. It's for school, whatever. But what matters is that I am back, as well as the end of the Challenge USA Season 2. So we'll be discussing that along with the next upcoming season and the new season of Amazing Race. So let's get into it.
You got this, sister. You were super, super close. Right in the kisser. Show that knight who's boss.
The Challenge USA 2 has had a strong run on CBS. Aside from some of the criticism that others have had for the editing, it has been a good season overall. Now, we know that there will be one episode left before the final. Well, this will be out as the final is airing. The season started with members from CBS shows picking teams for the season alongside the entry of 6 season challenge veterans. The beginning saw a lot of pressure put on the veterans as they were the easy targets, being a minority in each of the 3 teams. With good connections and Amanda being Amanda, saw the veterans turn the tide of the game. We see this especially with Bananas' defection to the blue team, which then became the veteran super team, because of the defection twist where the winner of elimination could swap teams with someone else on another team. Then this isolated the former Big Brother players and the strength of the Survivor Alliance. Eventually, the game became individual and the season came down to a final Hall Brawl style elimination, where Chanel and Cassidy for the girls and Fessy and Josh for the guys squared off. This elimination was fine, but
you lose, so anybody could win this.
Come on, Fred! You got it! You got it!
All right, fellas, you ready?
You better get low or take a leap.
it helped build more anticipation for the final, which is going to be intense for the large group of new finalists that there are on this season and non-winners. Now, basically, right after season 2 ends of the Challenge USA, we're going to have another season of the Challenge, but this time back on MTV with Battle for a New Champion. This season is going to be unlike any other. Its primary deviation from others will be the fact that the season will most likely end up being an individual winner season. Only really seen this before, with Vendettas being the most recent example, season 31. Other major aspect of the season is that everybody competing on the season has not won a challenge. That from the trailers appears that every elimination on this season is going to be a mercenary elimination. Now, for those of you that don't know what a mercenary elimination is, it basically means that someone that's not playing is basically just playing to piss you off and take someone out of the game. So this style is going to mean that former champions such as CT, Jordan, Tori, and Cara Maria will be taking part in eliminations to have people beat a champion to then become a champion. Haha. The season, though, was filmed at the same locations in Croatia as the Challenge USA Season 2 and will have the same house according to reports. Which means there may be a chance that the Hopper may make a good return, as it literally can mix up the game with one ball. It is great. The macro is just, it's so much cooler. It's not a word, but the macro is just better. So stay tuned to the Design Challenge podcast for that. Lastly, on this episode, we will talk about Amazing Race. I am someone who loves travel and the world, and I have always been attached to the Amazing Race since I was like 5 years old, sitting on the floor and watching with my parents. So currently on season 35 of the show. This season is unique as it has added 2 more teams to the standard 11, meaning there are no non-elimination legs, but is keeping the same amount of episodes up with the additional 2 teams for compensation for non-elimination legs, along with production utilizing keep racing legs, where when you get to the pit stop, you keep going. The first 2 episodes of this season saw teams racing to Thailand, which was a good start to the season, but I do want to highlight the rooftop roadblock in Los Angeles, where one team member had to unscramble letters to get the phrase City of Angels spelled out. I thought this was a fun puzzle and a unique start to a season versus like the run and scramble to the airport. Oh my God, get on the first flight. Now, moving on to episode 3, did see a flight delay, but it was in Vietnam, and just the leg wasn't great to watch. Like if you go back and watch it, it's not particularly great. The episode direction, the reason why it was the episode direction, like half or like 40 minutes of the episode was literally spent on this floating market task. And it wasn't entertaining because all you had to do was unload fruit from a boat, and only two teams could like unload from the correct boats onto the main boat to then get pieces of a clue. It's just very straightforward and very linear, which made it not fun to watch. But then came with the keep racing part at the end with scenes for a good looking episode 4 in Vietnam. Just we don't know when the season's going to then move on to other regions, but stay tuned to the Design Challenge for that as well. I hope the intros and summary of the current and upcoming seasons of the challenge and current season of Amazing Race were enough to catch you up and are just excited as I am for these seasons, which are set up to be great. I will see you next time on the Design Challenge podcast. Thank you.